Hey everyone, Donnie and Landon here again from Texas Black Belt Academy in Fort Worth, and today we want to talk to you about a saying that I always have. It's, you are as young as your spine is flexible. All right, so of course as we get older in age, then a lot of times we see our physique changing and our flexibility range shortening. So I want to give you a few tips on stretching at home and maybe some stretches you can do before class. So one tip that I want to give is our chair stretch. We're really going to work on stretching our hamstrings. Okay, so I'll have Mr. Landon jump up here. I'll get the weight. So just grab a sturdy chair or maybe some stairs, and what you're looking to do is stretch forward. Okay, you want to make sure you try to really maintain that balance. If you need to put this chair in front of a wall, that way your head can lean up against the wall just to help with the balance. That's a good idea. What we're doing here is we're stretching the hamstrings. Whenever your hamstrings are tight, your pelvis actually rotates and it actually puts pressure on your back, your lower back. You feel some lower back pains. A lot of times it's not your back, it's your hamstrings. Okay, so this is a good hamstring stretch that you can just lean forward as you're stretching. Now, as you get that balance down and you're stretching forward, then you can add some weight to it. You can start with a 5-pound weight, 10-pound. I like to get about a 25-pound. Just something that will help pull forward. Okay, and then you'll just go and you know, get a good range on your stretching. Every breath you breathe, you want to try to go down a little bit further. Okay, in this particular stretch, we're not rolling our back. A lot of people roll their backs as they're doing this, but they're really focusing on that belly button, pushing that belly button forward, and it'll feel like your back has this counter bow to it as you're stretching, and that way you can get some really good stretch in that hamstring. You'll start for about maybe a 15-20 second stretch, and then you'll go longer and longer, you know, maybe up to, you know, a couple minutes. I like to sit there and stretch before class. That way hamstrings are nice and loose. It loosens up the lower back as well, and that's a good stretch. Another stretch that I like to do is hip flexors. Okay, so in jiu-jitsu we play a lot of guard, so my hip flexors will get sore and start to tighten up. So one stretch I like to do on the hip flexor is I'll just be in this lunge position, and I'm going to keep my back straight, and I'm going to push my hip forward and really stretch this front side of my hip. Okay, and as I do that, I'll take my hand here and I'll help push and sort of lean back. I'll get a little bit of a back stretch as well, but really focusing on this hip flexor. Okay, and as I start going deeper and deeper, then what you can do is you can kick your leg out again, get a little bit more distance. Okay, and just keep stretching that. And then of course you can do the straight leg splits and stretch and keep going out and keep stretching, and then hopefully, you know, you just keep going lower and lower and lower. Here, whenever you get to this stretch, you'll kick your heel up. You'll feel it really in the back of the calf, and again at the lower part of that hamstring as you stretch. Okay? So those are just a few stretches, hip flexors and hamstrings. Another thing that I know many of our jiu-jitsu students, I've talked about the foam roller that we have here at the school. Any of our adult students, you're welcome to use this before class. This is just a foam roller you could pick up fairly cheap on Amazon. But what I like using this, again, is for my back, hip flexors, and the T-band as well too. You can triceps, shoulders, you can get that as well. And then also what I really like also is the lat. Okay, whenever you're using the foam roller, the tip I would give you is to go slow. Don't get on it and just roll really, really fast on it, but go nice and slow and let all these dimples just really penetrate. So on this particular foam roller, I like to start here at the back and I'll lift my hips off the ground where I have more of the weight there on my back, and I'll just go nice and slow right on my back. And then sometimes you'll hear even some joint popping as you're doing this. Give you a little adjustment as well too. You can rock to the left, there, and again to the right. And I try to go nice and slow as I'm doing this. Okay? If you've ever tried a foam roller, then maybe give me a thumbs up. If you liked it, maybe a heart. And if you didn't have a good experience, maybe you can give me that anger face. But you know, maybe it's just something that you retry or that you can pick up. And the foam roller is really good. Whenever I do the hip flexor, then again, I'll put my hip right on the front here, and I'll just go nice and slow. Now this one's really, really deep there, so you don't want to go too fast, but it's just a nice slow movement forward and backward as I'm doing that. Again, you can get the glutes, and you know, just you could probably spend maybe 10 minutes just rolling your muscles out, sort of like a little mini massage. So anyway, I just wanted to give you those. If you have any other issues that you would like to learn on how to stretch, then just give the comments below, and that way we can, you know, share some other tips with you as well. So hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you on the mat.